Okay, ladies and gentlemen, if you come to order, please.
Can we have a roll call, please?
Yes. Dr. Bofi? Dr. Bofi is present. Mr. Davis?
Here.
Mr. Davis is present. Ms. Edmondson is here. She just stepped out. Mr. Garvey?
Here.
Is present. Ms. Holloway? Here. Is present. Dr. Jones?
Present.
Ms. Lewis? She is present. Ms. Orange Jones is not present. Mr. Rock?
Present.
Dr. Thomason?
Present.
Is present. And Ms. Fauché? You're present. You have one.
All right, I believe we have a moment of personal privilege. I believe Superintendent White.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Dr. Jones. Why don't you all sit in the front row. Members, I have been asked to and very glad to take a couple of minutes out of our busy day to honor four very special people, not just special to those of us in the education community, but I believe special to the future of our state. They are Regina Sanford, Ann Smith, Lori Carlton, and Charlotte Booth, names that have become very familiar to anybody in the education community of our state. A couple of years ago, our state was embroiled in a difficult controversy. It had an element of politics to it, but it affected thousands of children, hundreds of thousands of children. And the legislature, with the support of BESE, did quite a wise thing, and that is to suggest that the way that this could be reconciled was to be put in the hands of educators and to ask those educators to guide the process. The department accepted hundreds of nominations, and from those nominations, 100 committee members were selected. From those committee members, the most esteemed, capable chairpeople were selected. And Regina, Ann, Lori, and Charlotte were the four who were selected for that purpose. Over the course of a period of 6 to 9 months, they worked with and led their group, but they also led our state. They spoke with the media, they spoke with communities, they did meetings in every congressional district, probably 10 times over, and they led conference calls, they testified at the legislature, they testified in front of this body. And I've never seen a process in my career where people conveyed integrity and intelligence and commitment so effectively as these four individuals. As a result of that, they took a process that was rife with backbiting and bipartisanship, and conflict, and made it into one that was about humanity and bipartisanship. And we have ended a period of debates in courtrooms and legislatures and returned it back to where academics and curriculum belong, which is in the classroom. We have invited them here today to honor the effort that we probably will never fully understand, but we'll do our best to try to appreciate today. My personal thanks on behalf of our agency and on behalf of myself, and my deep, deep gratitude and respect to the four of you. And if you would join me, board members and members of the audience, in appropriately thanking these four professional educators, we would be so honored. Thank you so much. I believe that the board has a couple of extremely small and definitely under $50 reflections of our appreciation. So if members, you would be so kind as to join us for a picture and presentation of gifts, that would be great. Thank you.
I'd like to add that with these gifts, the BESE staff did not agree with my recommendation. I recommended that we get miniature swords to represent the slaying that you did of Common Core, but that didn't come true. But they're pretty nice anyway.
Thank you. Members of the I'd like to take a moment of privilege also Ms. Kira Jones, who has recently returned from her honeymoon, has joined us now, so. I hope that didn't embarrass you, but I had to know. All right, may we have the first item, please?
Your first item is on page 1, item 2.1, consideration of a report on type 2, 4, and 5 charter contracts and requests for amendments. The department recommendation is to approve.
Moved by Mr. Garvey
Second.
and second by Mr. Davis. Is there any discussion? We have two cards, Mr. Wade Henderson and Mr. Lonnie Luce. Mr. Henderson is with the, I'm sorry? Only here to answer questions. Does anyone have a question for him?
And this is a name change.
This is just a name change. Okay, any objection? And so it is passed.
Your next item is on page 4, item 3.1, consideration of the revisions to Bulletin 126 charter schools to align with Act 497 of the 2016 regular legislative session. The department recommendation is to approve as notice of intent.
So moved.
Okay,
Second.
wow. I'm going to take Ms. Boche as the mover and Mr. Garvey as the second. They were simultaneous, so they each get a half a move.
Members, this is just a provision to bring the regulations into line with the statutes. The statutes were changed to remove mention of local charter authorizers, and so the regulations are being amended to that effect as well.
All right, Mr. Richard was the only card, and he waives his right to speak. Is there any opposition? So moved. Or so passed, excuse me. And we got one more? Is that it?
No, sir, that concludes your agenda.